So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to the Vitality Hour with me, Dr. Jill Barham. We are on the wonderful River Thames here in London, England, and today I have an incredibly special show for you because I have one of my very good friends who has been part of my journey for quite a few years now. Our show today is based around our collaboration, basically. So what I want to talk to you about today is how important it is to have people around you that make you feel special, that lift you up, that are in your corner. And rather than people that bring you down and are critical of you, because it's so important that your state of mind and the way that you feel is attached to the way that other people make you feel. Would you agree? Your relationships in your life are sometimes what can make you or break you. And particularly my interest in health and illness and wellness particularly is what I've found is that over the last few years is that the more I can surround myself with people that are uplifting, that support me, that understand what I do, the better I feel, my health has improved, the way that I live my life has improved as well. I realised that I was taking myself very much too seriously and that I have much more joy and happiness in my life now that I'm bringing those people in and accepting and allowing those people in that have that joy and happiness about them too. So one of the things that I want to share with you today is that, and the lady that I'm going to introduce you to will be able to expand on this, is that we are moving into a new millennium. So it's the age of Aquarius that we've just moved in. We've just had a spring equinox, and it's the year of the Earth Dog. She's going to talk to you about that, and how it's all about moving forward now, about community and collaboration. And so you may have found yourself that already you are beginning to surround yourself. You're going out and searching for groups of men or women or people that are perhaps like you. And if you're not already doing it, then maybe you could try to do that. The other thing that we're going to be talking about today is spring. Yeah, it's finally arrived here in the UK. We've had the most dreadful winter if you don't like snow. Now, it just so happens that I do like snow. But for those people that really suffer with a lack of sunshine, this winter has been very long and protracted. And sometimes, I think the beast from the east, they call it here, we've had snow and then again it gets a bit better. And then we get another load of snow and then it gets a bit better. And I have a great friend called Sally Varley, who is an acupuncturist, and she's got some great tips that I'm going to share with you on how you can overcome the kind of irritation that you may be feeling at the moment, because just as the body is getting ready for spring and we've got the crocuses and we've got the daffodils out now, then all of a sudden we're thrown back into winter, and it may be making you feel a little bit irritated, a little bit frustrated perhaps, because you want to get on with the next phase of our seasons. We want to go into spring, don't we? Christina is going to talk to you, my guest today, who is the Golden Muse, by the way, about colour. I'm wearing my very lovely yellow here because yellow and olive green are the colours of the spring, and there's no coincidence that going into the spring we often talk about detoxing, don't we? We often talk about detoxing the body, and the best way to detox your body is basically to have lots of green stuff. So green stuff in your diet, olive green stuff, olive green foods. And we're going to be covering some of that today, how colour, and not only the colour that you wear, the colour that you put on yourself, the colour that you eat, all of those things are very relevant to the way that you feel. So one of the things that Sally, my lovely acupuncturist friend, talked about was being able to release the frustration that you may be feeling as we're struggling to ditch the kind of hibernation period that we've been in. And that's by actually massaging an acupuncture point. So Sally, actually she wrote on her hand, if you can see my hand here, she put a little spot here. I have a natural spot here, that does the same thing, and this is linked here in between the thumb and the finger, and also between the big toe and the second toe. It's all linked to your liver and cleansing the liver, and this sort of gets rid of anger and frustration. So you just massage this, or she recommends if you can get somebody else to do it for you, even better, or massaging your feet as well. And this is what's going to help you maybe 15 minutes twice a day, because those points are related to helping you feel centered and getting rid of the frustration. So that's really good, isn't it? Now, Sally, if you're interested, if you live in the Loughborough area, by the way, Sally lives in Havant, and her business is called Sally Varley Acupuncture. She's also a nutritional therapist, by the way. So if you want to know some more, she does allergy testing and all those kinds of things too. So I must give her a shout out, because she really knows her stuff as an acupuncturist. So, community collaboration. Now, the lady that I'm going to bring on to talk to you about, to talk with today, we've actually collaborated on a number of things, so it seems really appropriate that she's my subject for today. And it's really interesting how the collaborative things that we're doing, we started maybe last year. And for one reason or another, some of those things have kind of been a bit delayed. And at the time when one of my books was delayed, and now Crisula's book was delayed, it kind of feels a bit frustrating on what's going on. But when you look at it in the bigger sense of what's happening in the world, and particularly the Earth Dog Year, actually this is the time now for collaboration. And all of these books are coming out from all of my friends that are all collaborative. So we're all working in this big, great consciousness here to be able to help and support people out in the world just like you by these collaborative exercises and projects. So I'm going to introduce Crisula to you in just a second, and that's after these short messages. I'll see you real soon. So welcome back. I hope you enjoyed our lovely messages. This is a section of the show called Jill's Gems. And this is where I answer a question that has either been emailed in or phoned in by one of our lovely viewers. Just to say that if you have a question, you just need to go onto the byptv.live website, and you can submit it via there, or you can contact me in person via jillbarham.com. But also, if you have a bigger topic that you would like me to cover, so if there is something that you would like more information on, rather than go to Dr. Google, then please get in contact with us, because I can bring experts in that can help you and give you suggestions, and I can also perhaps bring in other people that have experienced the same things that you've been experiencing, just to give you some insight into other ways that you might be able to overcome a mental or a physical or a health challenge. But today's question has been submitted by the lovely Claire, and she's having trouble sleeping. So I thought I would give you my 5 top tips to sleeping better. So the first one is a bit controversial, because I know a lot of people aren't going to like me for this. But one of the big problems that we have with people who don't sleep is the caffeine issue. The elephant in the room. So I get a lot of people saying to me, oh yeah, but caffeine doesn't affect me. You know, I drink 10 cups a day or 6 cups a day or 4 cups a day or whatever it is. But I can guarantee you, if they start working with me and we drop out the caffeine, they get real caffeine withdrawal symptoms, because this is the way that the caffeine cycle works. It's in my book, if you have my book, Understanding the Heart of a Woman, how to understand how caffeine affects the brain and affects your body. So basically, you have a cup of coffee to stop you feeling tired, and then what happens is the body works through that tiredness, and then what happens next is that you feel tired again, so you need another cup of coffee, and so your tolerance of that caffeine builds up. I hope you understand what I mean. And so you might just start off by drinking 1 cup of coffee a day, but then you might find that you're having loads of coffee, and even late at night. So I'm not saying don't ever drink coffee, you know, that's not what I'm about. But what I'm saying to you is, if you are going to drink your lovely cup of coffee, make sure you have it in the morning before 11, and at least, you know, before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because I can guarantee you that that caffeine will be stopping you sleeping. So that's number one. Number two, okay, so we have a big problem nowadays. It's, with our children and with ourselves as well, in that we're switched on all the time, aren't we? We are so connected all the time to technology, whether it's a smartphone or your iPad or your Mac or your television or whatever it is. And the way that the lights in these bits of kit affect us, effectively affects the pituitary nerve or the pituitary gland, and it stops us sleeping. It stops us going into a really deep sleep. It stops us getting to sleep in the first place. And also we have the effect of what's called electromagnetic smog. So the body really reacts against these high levels of toxins, basically, and particularly if you have one of these and you use it here, or hopefully you don't let your children do this, that you use your phone here, is that the radiation that comes from this device affects the way that your brain works. And I'm sure that you'll be able to Google that and find out. In fact, I'll post a link to a video that actually shows how that works. And so what I do is I wear a little device. There's a little device on the back of my phone that gets rid of the effect of the electromagnetic smog. So that's one of the things that you can do. You can also make sure that this is away from you when you sleep. So if you use it as an alarm, put it outside the door, because that's going to get you out of bed, isn't it? When the alarm goes off, you're going to have to get out of bed rather than putting on snooze. But also make sure that any other device that you have is switched off, and particularly before you go to bed, take that blue light out of your face. Television's kind of okay, but anything that is a laptop or one of these devices, you need to be away from that before an hour before you sleep, at least an hour. That's number two. Number three, so it's the environment, it's your bedtime routine. Do you remember when you were a child, you had a bedtime routine? You would have supper or tea or whatever it was, and then you would have a bit of a play, and then you would have a bath maybe, and story time and hugs in bed. And of course we tend to forget about that because we're living these mad lives. So you need to be able to have a bedtime routine. If you're suffering with sleep, then make sure that you've got some routine that relaxes the body. It tells the brain, okay, we're winding down now, we're going to switch off. This is the time that we're going to go to sleep. Your environment is important as well, so making sure that lights are turned off, that you're in a darkened room. Even the little blue light that might be on your standby light or the red light on your television, unplug it, get rid of it, because all of these affect the way that you sleep if you are a poor sleeper. So that's the environment. Having a warm bath with magnesium, Epsom salts before you go to bed, that's even better because that relaxes the muscles. So that's your bedtime routine. Number 4, controlling your blood sugar. This is a bit of a big issue, but one of the things that I've discovered is that some people wake up in the middle of the night because their blood sugar has fallen. It's not enough for them to maybe be totally awake, but it means that their sleep is disturbed. So if you've got a blood sugar that's doing this all day, it's still doing that at night. So I work with my clients to stabilize their blood sugar in the day, and then as a consequence of that, they'll find that they're actually sleeping better at night too. One good tip is to have something like an oat cake with some hummus on it before you go to bed, because that's a slow release protein and carbohydrate that will be able to keep you asleep. Number five is making sure that you take appropriate supplementation if you are struggling. And I've already mentioned Epsom salts, and that's because Epsom salts basically are magnesium. And when you understand how the body works, we have substances that are kind of agitators that give us lots of energy, and we have things that are relaxants in our body, and magnesium is one of those. 85% of the population are deficient in magnesium because of the poor quality food that we've got access to now, the fact that the water table is so high. We have, comparatively much less magnesium in our diets, even if we're eating organically. So I truly believe that most people should be supplementing with a magnesium supplement. It's good for all sorts of things, but it's great to help you sleep. And there's a testimonial that I'm going to put up, that I think I put up in another episode, from a gentleman that I worked with that was having trouble sleeping, and all I did was just suggest that he took the high quality magnesium that I take. So there are my 5 tips to sleeping better. Enjoy. Let me know how you get on. So welcome back to the Vitality Hour. This is a special moment in the show because I have my lovely guest here, Chrisula Sirigu.
Hello, my lovely.
So we're just going to have a bit of a gossip because that's all we do, really, isn't it?
We love just chatting.
Yes, we do. So I've appeared on Chrisula's show many times, and onto your, so not only your Redshift Radio Health and Healing show, you've very kindly had me on there for quite a few times, but also you do other things online as well. And
the
so,
Golden News show.
yeah, so you know everything about me, really, don't you? Pretty much.
Almost.
So we've known each other for quite a few years now, and we were talking about collaboration and community, and Chrisula is definitely part of my community and I'm part of hers. And so one of the things, before we get into what Chrisula does, is just to talk a little bit about some of the projects that we've been collaborating on recently. Would you like to do that?
Yes, let's do that.
Let's do that. So this is the first one. This is called The Book of Inspiration for Women by Women. So it's quite a tome, this, isn't it?
Lots of women involved in it.
Yeah, so I think it's about 300, something like that.
Yes. It was from all over the world.
So I think the age range is something like 8 to 88 contributors. So this book was created, or it was the brainchild really of a lady called Ruth Stutgen, I can never say her name, who is actually Australian. And I don't quite know, it's all about 6 degrees of separation, really. I think I introduced you and somebody else introduced me, something.
And then I introduced somebody.
Yeah, you introduced somebody else. And so we're all working in a kind of similar space, really. And what we were asked to do was to provide up to, I think it was 200 words of either poem or a saying or a story to help inspire people all around the world. That's true, isn't it?
Yes.
And as I say, it's Ruth's brainchild, and she said, I'm just going to read you a little bit about Ruth on the back. So she is a lady who faced the extreme challenge of leaving an abusive relationship in her own life. And so she knows what women are capable of overcoming, basically, and what she wanted to do was, because she found inspiration through her friends and her coaches and her mentors, she realized that there was a real need for women all over the world to share their stories and to be inspiring, basically.
It's inspiring the younger generation as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We've each got a page in here.
Yes.
So there's one for every day of the year, basically.
Yes,
I think 365 entries, and your entry is number 185, and it's called Embrace the Golden Muse in You, which is lovely. So what we need to be able to do is understand who the Golden Muse is, Chrisula. So why are you the Golden Muse?
Well, it's part of the evolutionary journey that everybody goes through. If you asked me 20 years ago, are you the Golden Muse? I would say absolutely not.
I'm a teacher.
Yes, I'm a teacher. I've always been a teacher. But the muse part of it, if I start with that, if you know a little bit about ancient Greece and ancient mythology, the muse is where goddesses, that they were there to inspire humans through education, through poetry, through theatre, drama, arts, to really expand themselves and enjoy life. So that's what the muse's role was. So I feel that through my journey, my life purpose is to inspire you to expand and enjoy life. And the gold part of it, my name Chrisula in Greek means the golden lady.
Yeah.
So
I'm wearing gold in your honor today, by the way.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, and then I brought the two together. So when I was sort of rediscovering, reinventing myself, and I say, how could I actually say I'm the golden muse, and I really feel it in my bones, in my system. That's what I do. And the gold in the psychology of color is connecting with your authentic self, living life from a place of integrity,
Yes.
and speaking up and sharing your truth with others and inspire others to do so.
So just explain to us a little bit about the colour mirrors system that you use, and I hope you can see here we've got some of your beautiful bottles here. So
Just a tiny little bit.
yeah, because there's
88 bottles or something there.
yeah, absolutely, and some of them are, well, they're all beautiful actually, and I've been introduced to this and I know quite a lot about it, and I've used some of these myself. But would you just explain to people how you use these, and you know, what is colour therapy or colour mirrors?
Well, color therapy goes back to ancient Greeks and Egyptians, so it's not a new introduction in 21st century. So color has always been part of our lives, is part of who we are, nature, and every single thing is around because color is light.
So we talked already about the fact that the colours of spring are yellow and olive, is that right?
Well,
gold and olive?
Yellow definitely one, and olive is, you could say it is as well, because olive in the system I work with is all about, let me just introduce you to this beautiful olive green. It's all about hope and new beginnings. So yes, spring energy is about growth and starting anew, you know, starting again, go through the cycle of life.
So how do we use these? So this is a spray, and
this is a spray, and then basically, you spray here, and they've got essential oils in them. Every single spritzer, they've got essential oils, and then you just really connect it with your skin and penetrate your skin, and then take a deep breath. So I'm talking about everything works in your system. You've got all the senses stimulated. So you've got the color, which is the sign. You've got the breath, and also you can put it all around your auric field. All around your auric field. When you stand, if you like, around your, and then allow it to go down to Mother Earth. Mother Earth is really strong, and she can cope with negativity. So you want to release any energy from your system that doesn't serve you, and you like to bring the energy in that can actually help you.
And we're in a very high kind of energetic field at the moment for a number of reasons. I mentioned that it's the new age of Aquarius, it's the Earth Dog year, but also it's a master year, isn't it? Can you just explain a little bit about number 11? And
yes, I would love to. Although I'm not an expert in numerology, but I do work with numerology because the system of color mirrors. There, apart from the key energy of color that I'm trained in and I'm working with, is also we work with numerology, with the numbers. So every single bottle in the system is numbered. And if we go back to since I'm Greek, I better just talk about Greece. In the ancient Greeks, you know, they were actually introduced the philosophy of numbers and Pythagoras. Okay. You know that. It's not just me saying that. And so every single number has got its own wisdom, its own energy. Okay?
I can smell that too. It's just so lovely. It's floating my way.
This one here is about detoxifying. And then because you have worked and you work with different equipment and all of that, then again, the toxicity in the environment, that really helps you to, you know, uplift yourself.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Would you like to try a bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Because the ones I actually use a turquoise one and a white one, an air one.
Just rub it in.
Okay, sorry, so I interrupted you about Earthlight. So, master, we were talking about the master number 11.
Yes. So, 2018 is a 11 master year. So, what does that mean? What is a master number? For those who haven't heard before, master numbers means there's double digits. So you have 11, you have 22, you have 33, 44. And then when you have two digits like that, that means that you have the actual energy of the number 11 is intensified. But 11 also, you could see the energy of number 2, which is all about
1 + 1 equals 2.
Exactly. So it means collaboration, it means partnership, it means working together. Okay, so that's why this 2018 is about collaborating and together how we can bring our own gifts and strengths and expertise to make the shift, make a transformation, and support other people, inspire other people. And that's one part you can see 11 Master Year. The other one is that the within the 11 Master Year 2018 it is an important year, really important year, to be of service to the world. But how can you be of service to the world if you don't know how to look after yourself? You can't. So being here on this Vitality Show, that's perfect opportunity to say that this year is about looking after yourself. Self-care is really important because lots of things are happening in 2018, and then it's about shifting. So the shifts you're going to experience, you need to really allow some time to ask yourself, am I actually on my path? Am I working on the things I really love? Am I bringing out my truth, my authentic self?
Yes.
Or have I tried, nothing works? And then you say, okay, do I need to carry on bringing that in life? Or it's time to try something different. But you need to allocate time to look after yourself, to be able to give.
And how would somebody tell what particular colour is suited? Because you've also got the other. Can you just explain the difference between the spritzer and the other ones?
So this one here is a beautiful magenta, which is actually magenta is the colour of 2018.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Okay.
It's in a metaphysical world. If you like to, we are okay to talk about.
Yeah, we are indeed.
So in metaphysical world, I would like to bring more of that out. It's basically bring heaven on earth. So magenta is the color of is the bridge. It's the color of divine love. And if you think that's a bit little woo-woo what I'm talking about, is actually it's about how we can love ourselves and bring that love out there to the world and be compassionate. That's what it is.
And I think this is where we've lost our way a little bit. You know, we've just come out of what the rooster area, where everything was very kind of aggressive and very male and masculine, or there was a lot of yang energy around, wasn't there? And now this feels like we're kind of coming into much more of a feminine, and I don't just mean women, I mean that, you know, men and women, we're coming into this slightly different age, which is about self-care and about love and as you say, all the things that you've just talked about. It's a different energy.
It's a different energy, and then the energy is going to change a lot as well.
Yeah.
But we need to get our bodies
ready for that. So just go through the other ones are not spritzers. These are to be used.
The other ones are not spritzers. They are dual colored bottles. So dual means two colors.
Two colors.
So we've got the top. In this one here, we've got yellow, and underneath we've got turquoise. So, turquoise, we're here, beautiful water energy. So turquoise is very much connected with water element.
Yes.
And this bottle is the bottle of new beginnings. And spring energy is about new beginnings. So this is one that actually, when you put together my date of birth, because I do color and number analysis as well as part of the reading, mine comes to number 28, and this is the bottle. This is my bottle.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm very drawn to turquoise, as you know, and so when we decided, or when I was asked to come and do the show here, to be near water for me, and turquoise is just.
Water is about it's about flow. It's about communication.
Absolutely.
But particularly turquoise, if you think about the chakras, talking a little bit about chakras, because color works with chakras. You know, yoga and chakras and color go together as well. And so when you come to individual chakras, you have the heart chakra here, which is green, and then you have the higher chakra, which is turquoise. Okay, so when your heart chakra is in balance, then you are feeling more at ease to communicate and speak up. And use your voice. And this is what we're actually doing in 2018 is about really, you have a voice, use it. And use it in a respectful way, and come out and then say, hey, I'm here. And I would like to be of service to the world.
Brilliant. That's what the BYP Broadcast Your Passion TV channel is all about, is social edification and getting, people like you and all the other people that are on the shows to be much more open about their own passion and sharing.
And stories.
Yeah.
Jill, it's really important to share your personal story, because people need to know that they're not on their own.
Yes, absolutely.
And that makes us, feel strong and become more resilient as well, whatever life throws at us. When people share stories and say, by the way, yes, it's me too, that I've been through that, you're not on your own. And this is kind of solidarity that we're talking about.
That collaboration that we're talking about. So you would, I've used these and I've bathed in the dual bottles, so you can put them in your bath water, can't you?
Yes, that's part of the therapy.
Yes.
So if I take it from the beginning, so when you come to my sanctuary of color,
yes,
I've got all the bottles out there.
It is beautiful, by the way. I've been.
And then I'm asking you, because the way the color works and the way I also love to work is with the power of intention. So what are you here for? You're here for to shift through something, to see yourself improving your health or your love, your success, your mindset. So what is it here you like to move forward to? What do you like to see the change? And you set the intention and you ask, you put a question out there and you ask for help. We are very much conditioned to just go through and do everything by ourselves and said, I'll make it happen, I'll do it. But how many times do I actually ask for help and reach out and say, actually, will you please help me? It's not easy to do that, because we actually show we are vulnerable and weak. But it's better to go out there and say, hey, I would like some help. And I don't know how. Will you be able to help me? So when you come for a session and then there's something that is really bothering you, and it could be any of the things I just mentioned. It could be an emotional level, a physical level, or mentally something is bothering you, and you are in doubt and you're questioning yourself, and you're at crossroads and you don't know which way to go, then the bottle you're going to choose is mirroring back at you not only your potential and your gifts, but also the areas that you are blocked. And I am there to really reveal that to you and be the translator, if you like.
So how it works is what you find is that you're drawn to bottles.
You're drawn, yes.
So you've said this to me, which is the bottle that resonates, and it might be different.
Drawn to it?
Yeah, well, I don't, but you can tell me.
The reason why you're drawn to it is because in our system, in our bodies, we've got the different chakras. They are actually got, the different colors, right? So when the color in your chakra is not in balance, then it's actually your body is pulled towards the bottle that actually will need to bring the balance
back into.
Yeah. So that's what it is. I am not going to say this is the right bottle for you. I'm not prescribing.
No.
Because you've got the power. Your body it's got so much wisdom.
Yeah.
The body knows and but sometimes because of life, because of things happen, because of conditioning, because people say don't do this way, do it that way, we lose
contact.
clarity,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
we don't know what is
and that awareness. We've talked about awareness.
Yes.
Do you use it as well for illness and disease? Have you used it in that sense too? So if somebody's actually got something wrong with them or pain, can you use that colour therapy for that?
Because the bottle that you say yes to work with, because when we go come in for a consultation with me, we've got X number of bottles like you got here.
Yeah.
And then I'm saying to Jill, okay, Jill, now you are more aware of what your situation is. Are you ready to make the next step forward? Because it's good to know and fantastic, you've got the information, but what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
How are you going to use that information, that awareness, to use in your life so you can shift through and make progress? And of course, and then in that way you can bring more money into your life, or you bring the love of your life, or you can bring, harmony in your life, whatever the priorities for you at this stage in your life. So which bottle you're actually drawn the most to work with. And then again, you take, you connect with the bottles and then you choose.
And that might change if I came to you in 6 weeks' time or whatever. That I might choose a different bottle, because it's all a journey, isn't it? And so you resonate.
You go through it. You have a color therapy back.
Yes.
And that's a different thing altogether, because probably you haven't you may like having a bath. It's very soothing and relaxing. But when you use the color energy in your bath, this is when you start loving yourself. Wait for this. You love yourself at a cellular level. Do you know what I mean? Like, you really connect with yourselves. It's not about loving yourself on the outside. You say, I'm going to wear this lovely colorful skirt. Yes, of course, it's great. Or I'm going to put a bit of lipstick on. Or I'm going to put really good skincare products on my skin. That's on the outside, which is good to look after yourself like that. Absolutely. But what's going on the inside? On a conscious mind, you haven't got a clue. You don't know what's happening inside, okay? You may see that there's an imperfection here. You're going to try to do something about it. But in your cells, your cellular system has got so much memory carried not only from this lifetime, from previous lifetimes. So when something is happening in your system, and then you have some sort of disease, as you called, or some sort of blockage, and you're not moving forward, or you might say, am I really good enough to do this? It's because of the conditioning of the ancient programming that you've been carrying
in yourselves.
And this is what this system, how the color energy works. When you put it in your bath and you have it over 21 days, it's really important to keep that 21 days, because it has been, scientifically proven that within 21 days, you see the change. If you start at the beginning and you drop it and you say, 2 months later, I'm going to start again, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And I just say that, with all honesty. So when you commit yourself, you really, really dedicate to start from day one. So, okay, within the 21 days, I'm going to finish the therapy. It's like going to see your doctor. And your doctor says, by the way, Jill, you have to take these pills twice a day, before lunch or before dinner, and with plenty of water. And if you do that, you're going to see the results, and it's going to happen for X number of days. And you say, okay, I'll do it. And when you go back to the doctor and the doctor says to you, so Jill, did you actually, you're going to say, I have got the same symptoms. And you say, Jill, did you actually do what I asked you? Did you take it? And I said, no, not really. I forgot this or forgot. So this is exactly how it is a treatment.
It's all about creating good habits and understanding, because we all have resistance to change, don't we?
Absolutely.
And I think it's whether it's colour therapy, or whether it's nutritional therapy, or whatever it's therapy that resonates with you, it has to become something that is easy to do, and this is very easy to do, but also something that you can build into a daily routine. Those are the most successful therapies, I believe.
I'm all about enjoying life and being in the flow of life.
Yes.
And for me, ease and joy is really important. For many, many years, I believe that I had to work really hard. Because that's the family environment. That's
how you were brought up.
The Greek people, I guess, that's, you have to push, you have to try hard, you have to really show that you worked really hard. And I'm not a lazy person. I'm not saying that you just have to sit down, relax, and everything comes to you. It's not like that.
No.
It's about believing that you deserve to have everything in life. You can have it all, and that's the bottle I was attracted to bring and share with you today. This bottle is love, money, and creativity. And you've got the olive at the bottom, and the magenta at the top. And basically, it's all the wisdom that you've got in you, and how you believe that actually I've got it, it's mine. You see the value in you, and then you can actually say, yes, I can use that, so I can have the love, money, creativity in my life.
Wonderful. And I have experienced using, and particularly in the bath, and it's not a bubble bath. It's not the same at all. Definitely not.
It is, again, very relaxing and soothing, as you would expect. But also, different people have different experiences, because we are all different. Different stages in your own self-development path, in your own evolutionary journey. So during the bath, you may have some sort of vision that comes to you, or you may have some whispering in your ear, or you may have some sort of a sensation. So it's very, very personal. Very personal. But nothing to feel that you've got to. It's not like prescribed that it has to be like that.
But But you need to allow that to happen. You need to be open to.
Yes, it is about the art of allowing.
Yes, definitely.
The more we learn to allow things to happen to us with ease.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a very specific kind of therapy that you offer, but you also do your shows, I know, your health and healing shows. And so you're really well connected to a lot of other therapists and complementary health specialists and so on. And in fact, you have written a book with some of the people that you know. Tell us what it's called.
My book?
Yeah.
It's called The Book of Soulful Musings.
Yeah, so this, you won't be able to see this, but we're gonna post a picture of this.
Sure.
So this is a, what do you call this, a bookmark
Yes.
that goes with the book. And actually, it's got my book featured on it, Happy Days. So The Heart of a
Because
Woman.
you're one of the contributors.
I am one of the contributors. So how many contributors are there in the book?
Well, actually, I've got a number of contributors, more than 45 people. But what what it came up, as a part of the process, there's going to be more than one book.
Oh, okay. So this is Soulful Musings 1.
So we've got the book 1 is going to be, it's about holistic health and healing
Okay.
for a mindful, conscious, joyous, and prosperous living. So that's, so it's going to be more about setting the foundation, the importance of seeing how holistically we can treat our bodies, our minds, our hearts, our guts, and spirit.
And so what will book 2 be? Will that be a follow-on from there?
There will be a follow-on to that, and then because I've got so much material,
Yeah.
which is great, and the idea was, why cram it in one book?
Yeah, let's do 2.
Because the book is going to be in full color bleed, and if you put all of these people together, all of these wonderful stories and the transcripts of the interviews, it's going to come to 400 pages.
Wow.
And it becomes financially impossible.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's okay, let's do it in a clever way. So we're going to have a series.
2 books.
So hopefully the second book is more going to be on the emotional side of it.
Yes.
Because this is my expertise, if you like, love, relationships, and more importantly, relation between parents and children. This is my
parents and children. Okay, because you're just kind of going back into the kind of arena of children, because you haven't been teaching for some years now, teaching in a school, but you're just, I know, thinking of dabbling and back and working with young people, aren't you?
Well, I would like to bring the color really into schools for teachers and teaching assistants, how color can help them. Because when, imagine teenagers when they try to figure out what to do with themselves or what to study, if they have this system in place, they could actually choose and say, these are your potential, these are your gifts, this is where, you may feel a bit struggling.
Stuck, yeah.
Yeah, so off you go. You're going to do really well in that area.
Well, it would be nice to, because so many, my youngest daughter is just about to finish university, and it's really confusing now for young people. What am I going to do? The pressure to choose a career and to get a job, and all that kind of thing is very confusing for young people. I think it's a very different world that they live in.
And emotionally, there's lots of expectations to confer, to be the same sort of. To be the same people, the peer pressure is so.
Yes, with all the social media, obviously, that's a huge amount of pressure. So the final collaboration that we've had is on my book, my new book, which is actually just been launched. So Your Heart Matters, light-hearted conversations with people of significance. And Crisula is a person of significance to me. And so what I did was I interviewed, 70, 80 people last summer. And I asked everybody the same questions. Did you enjoy it?
Absolutely.
So it's based on a show called Desert Island Discs, which is the longest running show on BBC Radio 4, which is was on the World Service to begin with. And I love that show because it's got the same formula every week, and they interview people, and you get to kind of know people, the real person. So whether it's a sports star or a film star or a scientist or whatever, because we all have opinions about people and how they appear. And so I love that show, and I wanted to do something very similar. So I interviewed all of these people, and I asked you all the same questions, didn't I? And then what I did was I picked my favourites, my top 40, 50, I think. And this went into a book. So everybody's entry is in the book. And Chrysula is page 159, my conversation with you. And for example, I'm going to share some things.
Oh dear.
So for example, I asked everybody, so who would you like to be stuck in a lift with? Who's your elevator guest and where? Can you remember who you chose? Mary Magdalene, yes, absolutely. What did you listen to when you were 18? What music did she listen to when she was 18? Rick Astley is what she said. Who was?
I remember how to move as well.
What's her best habit and what's her worst habit? You'll have to read the book for that. And one of the principal reasons for doing this was I asked everybody, what do you do to look after your heart? Because as you know, I'm very passionate about people looking after their heart. So every entry has got each of the people telling me how they look after themselves, both from an emotional point of view and also a physical point of view to do with their heart. And of course, one of the things that you talk about is letting your mental clutter go, basically. Is this, and this is the kind of spring equinox that we're going into, and detoxing and all the rest of it. It's a great time to declutter your house as well as declutter your mind at the moment.
Decluttering is holistic again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So declutter your mind, declutter your heart and relationships.
Yeah.
That, people that, they absorb your energy and you feel completely, utterly exhausted.
Yeah.
Or people that no longer serve you, because people come and go.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So declutter your body, yes, with maybe, as probably you would say, a bit of lemon in the morning. Water, yes.
Maybe. So you can listen to it. The great thing is that all of these are recorded. So, if you find like Chrysula's episode and you think, I'd love to listen to the rest of that, then actually you can go on and listen to the episode. So we've had lots of collaboration, and long may we have that collaboration.
Absolutely.
So before we go, I'd like you to share with everybody where they can find you, how they connect with you. Obviously, this book is available through my website and also through yours and all the authors actually. And the Book of Soulful Musings, that will be also put out through your website as well.
It's already there, yes.
It's already there.
It's on our website, chrysulasirigu.com.
Yes, so we'll put that up so that you can spell it.
Basically, you click on book, and then you've got everything about the vision and mission and purpose of the book. The contributors involved, you can see their picture and who they are and what their website address, so you can connect with them, and also information about the pre-launch is happening on the 19th of April, and all be well, the launch is going to happen at early summer.
Yes.
I don't know the exact date. I'm sure we'll communicate that to you.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay. And you're on Facebook as well, and
I am on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, and I would love you to come and connect with me on my YouTube channel, Chrysula Sirigu. So if you subscribe, then I've got lots of conversations already, and then there are lots of people that are coming on board. Yeah. People that are very much passionate about.
You're kind of the queen of collaboration, really, aren't you?
I love working with people. Yeah. Yes. Well, because you mentioned about the young Earth dog year. My Chinese animal is dog. And dogs, as you know, they are packed animals.
Yes.
So they work together in a group.
Yes.
So I love community. I love working with other people, and I love bringing the best out of other people. I guess that's what I'll be doing as a teacher and also as a broadcaster as well.
Absolutely.
And the earth element is all about, creating containers and foundations. So this here is very good to create a container like a book.
Yeah.
So the book is a container.
Yeah.
Or create, buying a new house or building something new, creating foundation.
Yeah.
So just in a nutshell, because when you go on my YouTube channel, you find an interview I had with Davina McHale. Actually, she explains really well.
Yes, she does.
about anything to do with Chinese philosophy.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you very much. I've really enjoyed our conversation. It's just like we're at home, really, having a cup of tea and a slice of cake and having a conversation.
Absolutely. That's what I mean about ease and flow.
Yes, ease and flow. I will see you again on the next episode of The Vitality.